there, friends. Rebecca here, the Dragon Librarian from Farmington Community Library, and we are here today to talk to you about some absolutely fantastic graphic novels. Yes, we love graphic novels around here. Now, I'm really hyped about these graphic novels in particular because for the first one, it is a book that I just discovered out of the blue and just completely fell in love with it. But the other one I want to talk about is actually a graphic novel series, and it's based off of a book series that I read and absolutely loved when I was a kid. So I was so hyped to see that they had adapted it for new audiences, that it was for a new generation of readers in a graphic novel form. Super exciting. So I want to start with that one first, with the series. And this series is actually called The Adventures of the Bailey School Kids. Now, like I said, this is a series that I read when I was a kid. It features a class of third graders who go through a series of different adventures, or, well, misadventures, regarding different adults in their lives. So this one, it's written by Marsha Thornton Jones, right? But it's been adapted into a graphic novel series. So the graphic novel is by Pearl Lowe, but the original series is by Marsha Thornton Jones. Now, this is the very first one in the series, and it's called Vampires Don't Wear Polka Dots. Now, you don't necessarily have to read these in any kind of order. I know when I was a kid and I read the original series, I read them completely out of order and it didn't even matter at all. So this is the very first series, and basically this is about a class of kids who is so bad they cannot keep a teacher. So they are always torturing the poor teachers that come in, you know, gluing their pens to their hands and throwing spitballs at them and just being obnoxious, totally awful students. So this first book starts out with a brand new teacher called Mrs. Jeepers, who may or may not be a vampire. She's got this necklace that glows. She's from Romania, used to live in a castle, and the kids are all really wildly suspicious of this. Like, is she actually a vampire? The thing that I really like about these books, and particularly this one, is that everything is really ambiguous. Like, you can really go either way. You can believe 100%, yes, this teacher is a vampire, oh my gosh. Or you can believe, no, they're just kids with active imaginations. And there's no real definitive answer either way, so you can leave it up to your own imagination. So this is the first one, Vampires Don't Wear Polka Dots. Like I said, you really don't have to read them in any kind of particular order, though. You've got another one that is Frankenstein Doesn't Plant Petunias. So is this character Frankenstein or is it not? I don't know. We'll have to see. And Ghosts Don't Eat Potato Chips. Is there a ghost, an actual ghost living in the attic? I don't know. You'd have to read it to find out. So there's a whole series about these, like different characters and different creatures. Like, is it really this character or is it not? The one that I read when I was a kid was that made me fall in love with the series was called Santa Claus Doesn't Wear Tennis Sneakers. Right? So he was basically a janitor in the school, and he had a very Santa-like air about him. Now, that one I don't believe has been adapted yet, but I think they're going through the whole series, so eventually that one will come out, and I can't wait to read it, because that was the one that got me hooked on this series. But these books are all really fantastic. They're short, they're quick, easy chapters. They are wonderful additions if you love great series or if you love graphic novels. They're absolutely fantastic. The Bailey School Kids. Now, the other one I want to talk about is the one I mentioned in the very beginning of the video, and I said that it was one that was a brand new graphic novel to me. I had never heard of it before, but I read it and completely fell in love with it. The art, the message, everything about it just makes me really happy. And it's called Art Club, and this is by Rashad Doucet. Art Club. This is also, if you read the back of the book, based on a true story, sort of, that happened in the author's life. So that's really interesting. So this story is about a young guy named Dale who feels a little bit lost in his life because all he wants to do is draw, create art, maybe make comics, and play video games. But all the adults in his life are really not supportive of this. So his grandpa, who has moved in with them, because his grandmother has recently passed away, so his grandfather now lives with the family and is the main, like, he watches him throughout the day, picks him up from school and stuff. His grandfather is all about getting a job where you're going to make money, and you don't really, there's no jobs in art, right? There's nothing where you're going to make a really good living in art, according to the grandfather. So he's sort of not very supportive of Dale. But then you've got this vice principal at the school who is just awful, does not support arts programs at all, does not funnel any money into them at all, and really just is a total downer when it comes to kids' dreams, particularly about creative endeavors. So Dale realizes that a way to get more excitement about this is to create a club at school, an art club, because there aren't any. There used to be one, but the vice principal shot it down. So Dale grabs a few of his like-minded friends who all have different interests in varying interests in arts and decides, we're going to make this club. But the only way that they're going to be able to keep this club running is if it proves to be financially sound. So they have to figure out a way to get this club to generate some money to prove to all the adults around them that art is a valuable thing and that it is something that kids need. So that's a wonderful message. First of all, I love that these kids in this book are going after their dream. They're not letting the adults who are negative naysayers shoot them down. I love, 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 love that. Wonderful, wonderful message. I also really love the message about how important the arts are, because yes, of course they are. I mean, is it important to have a job one day and make money and support yourself? Of course. But if you don't love what you do, if you don't have passion, that's just kind of a sad life, right? So Dale knows that he wants to create comics. He wants to pursue this, and he goes after this dream and shows the adults that there is definitely worth to this. What an amazing, amazing storyline, right? And I thought that the artwork in this was just absolutely great. I loved it. It was very colorful. It was very creative. It was just really cool. I loved it so much. Everything about this graphic novel is phenomenal. Highly, highly recommend it. Art Club. Well, that's what we've got for you guys today. These awesome graphic novels. I hope that they sound really interesting and fun. If so, please feel free to come and get them from Farmington Community Library. They are all available for checkout. And also, thank you so, so much for watching, friends. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day.